Hello and welcome to Bansko, everybody. My name is Tanya, I'm your host, and this is Chiara.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, so we both live in Bansko, we're the women of Bansko, and in this special series about the women of Bansko, I invited Chiara because she has some really fun news and really interesting details about Bansko to tell us. Hey,
Yes, I'm
so
ready.
cool. So Chiara, you are from Italy and you're a digital marketing consultant.
Yes.
What is that?
Very briefly, I work with online advertising basically. So mostly with Google and Facebook ads. I work for an agency in Italy and I have some other customers and I help them basically with their advertising online.
Okay, cool. So you're independent, location independent.
Yeah, it's the coolest part of my job is I can work remotely. I'm a freelancer, so I'm a consultant for the people I work with. I'm not employed, and I can work from anywhere. And that's really cool. That was my dream.
Perfect. Yeah, Bansko is a hub for digital nomads, as we all know. But you were not always a digital nomad, right?
No,
And you had this dream of being a digital nomad before you came here.
yes, basically I was traveling a lot also before, but and I was doing the same job. I was working for companies that were allowing me to work remotely already back in 2015, but I was not doing it full time. And then the pandemic happened, and basically I realized that didn't have so much time left to realize my dream, or at least I had this feeling. And I decided I already became a freelancer before the pandemic. So in 2019, I was traveling more and more. But then when it was possible to travel again in October 2020, I started being a proper digital nomad, like full time. And I went to Canary Islands. That was my first nomad destination, to Lanzarote and Las Palmas.
Oh, not to Bansko. Why?
Because I didn't know about Bansko back then. So basically, I started from Canary Islands because I was working with the Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs project. I advise you to check it out if you don't know it. It's a cool project that allows you to work abroad and to learn how to become an entrepreneur or a freelancer, by the way.
Oh, super.
And yes, I started there, basically making contacts, getting contacts from a Facebook group called Italian Digital Nomads. So when I went to Canary Islands, I was in contact mostly with other Italians. It was also difficult to get in touch with other international nomads because there were a lot of restrictions because of COVID. But it was cool because then I met my flatmates in Gran Canaria, and they told me about Bansko. And that's thanks to them that I got to know what Bansko is. Yes.
Oh, cool. And what did they say about Bansko?
Well, they wanted to come here mostly for skiing. It was becoming more and more popular among digital nomads, so it was something to check out. But yeah, they're a lot into skiing.
Yes, it's March now, so we still have a full-blown season going here.
Yes.
If you like skiing, Bansko is a good place, but it's also very nice in summer.
Yes. Yes. So they wanted to basically make a ski holiday month while working. Of course, they are working remotely as well.
Yeah. And speaking of working remotely, actually, we are in Outspace. Check that out. It's the second co-working place that existed here in Bansko. So there are right now, as we speak and record this, there are 4 co-working places already, and the success of Bansko is just unstoppable.
Oh yeah. People are coming, more and more people are coming, and now I was here continuing the story, then I came here for the first time 1 year ago, like exactly in March 2021. Now it's March 2022. And I stayed here for 1 month. Restaurants were opening and closing, always because of restrictions. So it was not the Bansko that the normal Bansko. Now Bansko is full of tourists. It's like full of everything. You can have everything you look for here. Basically, you can go out for dinners, you can go partying, you can go skiing, you can dance salsa, you can do yoga, you can do anything. Basically, there is a gym. A lot of nomads go to the gym.
Yeah, more than one actually. So this is the best Bulgaria has to offer, in my point of view, of course. If you want to live in a village and you want to live in Bulgaria, this is the best place because it has all the infrastructure which you normally don't get in a village in Bulgaria, unless, and if you don't want to live in a village, you have to be in a city.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, also the locals are used to work with tourism, especially British people, so they all speak English. Mostly it's cool. Life is very easy here.
Yeah, actually that's true. Life is very easy and relaxed. You go walk through the street and you bump into somebody,
Yeah, feels very like home also because of this. Some people don't like to be in places that are so small. Maybe they get tired of, everybody knowing you and small communities, but I find it cool and reassuring also because I know that I'm not alone here. I don't need to freak out about anything. If something happens, I know that I know a lot of people, and I feel like home basically.
Yeah. And I remember you told me that you didn't have this feeling in the Canary Islands.
Yeah, in Canary Islands, it was, first of all, as I said before, I was hanging out just with other Italians, because of the pandemic. And like restaurants were closing early. There were restrictions about the number of people that could sit on a table at the same table. So it was difficult to get to know new people. And I was living also in first in Lanzarote, and at that time there were not so many digital nomads there. And then in Gran Canaria, more digital nomads, but bigger city. So it's more difficult to get to know people and to be part of a close community. Here in Bansko, basically, is one big community, different groups, of course, but you always find your way to access the community. It's really cool. And there is also a feeling of friendliness, and everybody is like sharing the same lifestyle and the same thoughts, I think. No, so everybody's happy to be here, everybody's welcoming, everybody's friendly. But I'm sure that Canary Island has a lot to offer as well. It's just that it was not the right time to be there. I mean, it was not super for socializing, but anywhere in the world was okay for during the pandemic for socializing.
Yeah, okay, that's how you came to Bansko.
Yes.
But, so you took the step from not being a nomad, wanting to be a nomad, and did you succeed already in the Canary Islands, or not quite? Was it more here in Bansko? What happened to you in 2020?
Yes, Canary Islands and this Erasmus project were my starting point. And actually, I didn't travel so much last year. I mean, I traveled, but I spent a lot of time here in Bansko during the summer, because I love it, because it's so first of all, in the summer, there is an event called Nomad Fest. So a lot of other nomads came here. And so a lot of my friends came back here. And it was just nice to be around everybody and to go, walking in the nature, enjoying just the sunny days. It's true that there's not seaside, but you can go to sunny beach if you miss the seaside on the Bulgarian coast. And here it's during the summer, it's full of swimming pools, hot springs. So we were always going to sunbathe and having nice baths. So I really enjoy it during the summer. And yeah, I was traveling a bit less also because of COVID, because all of the restrictions and everything. I mean, here life is really easy, as I said, so it was just nice to be here. And then I went to Georgia and Turkey, and then I came back here. And so what happened for me last year was that, yeah, I'm beginning to understand what's good for me, the way I want to travel, what I want to do, where I want to go. For example, I discovered, but I already knew, that I prefer choosing my destination also according to the people that are there. So I'm usually traveling with groups of people that I met here in Bansko. That's also a cool thing that happens in Bansko a lot. There are in this moment other nomads in other nomads communities that are hanging out together because they met here in Bansko last summer. And so it's really like a familiar place where you can have deep connections and make real friendships. And yeah, so that's it basically. I became a nomad last year, and I still try to understand every day what's good for me and what I want to do, but this is always changing. I think it's normal. No, this might be.
Yeah, I think we're all on our journey in life, and we find each other, we find ourselves actually. I came to the conclusion that we come to Bansko, it used to be a pilgrimage place, and to find ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think part of finding ourselves here is also the magic of Bansko, right? And you briefly touched on that. But what do you think? This is very personal, I guess. Is the magic of Bansko?
Yes, I believe that it's the magic of Bansko. I think it's because of what I was talking before, like you come here and it's really easy to connect with people. You're never alone. You find people that share your lifestyle. You find people that share your way of thinking, more or less. And it's really easy to just get to know people and to go out doing anything. There are a lot of activities, a lot of events. You were explaining about co-workings before. I want to add that all of the co-workings have events during night. During the nights. I live in a co-living called Avalon, and we have events there. I mean, there are events anywhere for communities, for people to get to know each other. So I think that it has a lot to offer, but the community is small. And that's the magic. That's I think where the magic happens, because yeah, you just connect basically. So yeah, it's really also because the place is small. Maybe in bigger cities it's more difficult to have these intense connections with people.
Intense and intimate.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. For you, it's really all about the people.
Yeah. I'm a social person. You know that there are all of these categorizations of personality types. I'm not an introvert, so I'm an extrovert, and I take my energy from interactions with people. So that's also why Bansko is magical with me, for me, because interactions and people are not missing here.
Yeah, we might, if you come to Bansko, you might meet Chiara on the dance floor somewhere or somewhere.
Exactly. Yes, and I can take you to experience the real Bulgarian party night life.
Yeah. In winter, it's really busy here, but in summer, it's more for the quiet people who like the mountains and the hiking and all these things. But in any case, no matter when you come, there's really what Chiara says, possibility for interactions is endless. There's so many people, and there are these bubbles I notice of people. You have the local people, the Bulgarians, and then you have the seasonal workers, other Bulgarians from somewhere else in the country, and then you have the nomads, of course, with all the 4 different co-workings. These are 4 individual bubbles inside the bubble.
Yeah.
And then you have foreigners, expats, and tourists. So there's really, there's all these bubbles here.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, mainly from the UK, I would say, that chose to live here full time. And yeah, they love it as well as us. I mean, we are kind of part of the same community. A lot of them are involved with nomad activities, or they own businesses like restaurants or co-workings, and so we interact also with these expats that live full-time here, and they never left. And it's really difficult also for me to leave Bansko every time.
Yes.
I already booked myself in for July to come back. Yeah, it's like my home now. It's really my home.
Yeah, we come here with the intention of staying just a short while, or not even knowing how long, and then we stay and stay and stay, or come back. And that's what I have noticed myself since I was here in 2020. People come and stay.
Yeah, I think it's also because it's a really nice place to, as you were saying before, to find yourself. Probably again, because it's small and because it's so familiar. I mean, you have a lot of events, and you will find, if you come here, you will find yourself like being overwhelmed by the choices that you have, and not knowing what you want to do for one night. But you can take your time off, of course. You don't have to always go out. And the nature here is magic, both in summer, spring, I mean, in any season. And that's, I think, also the magic of Bansko, because yeah, like in a smaller city, you are less stressed, connections are more authentic, and you find the time to connect with yourself, and the possibility to connect with yourself, and understand what you want to do and what's important for you. I think that's also part of the magic.
Yeah, you summed it up really nicely.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There are more and more women coming here now with all the success that the co-workings have for them. That's why I make this series especially about women. Chiara, how do you feel here as a woman? Can you say something about the connections you make with other women in Bansko?
Yes. I mean, I made a lot of nice connections, both with men and women. I have a lot of friends that are women here. And yes, I mean, I think we all share, as I was saying before, the same lifestyle, the same ideas, and it's really easy to be around everybody of us. And I think that every woman that comes here is a bit looking for herself. At least that's what that's a common trait that I can notice within my friends. And a lot of changes happen here. Like, as I was saying before, it's a place with a lot of nature, and, you know, in the mountains, there's good air, and you can, yeah, basically come here and work deeply with yourself. And that's a common trait, especially for women. That's what I noticed. being here. And I want also to say that it's really, really safe as a woman to be here. Like in big cities, you could not go around walking alone at 2, 3 a.m. in the night, coming back from a club. But here it's like I never had a problem, and nobody I know ever had a problem. It's really, really, really safe. And
Yeah.
it's really, really nice to feel like you don't have to worry about anything, basically.
Yeah. You probably come across a cow
Yeah,
at night.
that's the worst that can happen. There are a lot of street dogs. They are friendly, so yeah, you can meet maybe some dog and pet them. But yeah,
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. I liked what you said about finding ourselves, and that you have also discovered this in other friends here. It seems to be a common topic of Bansko.
yes, because probably when you are in a phase of your life when you want to just, it can be also rocking and kickstarting a business, or I don't know, just going crazy and partying or exploring. But maybe you don't choose Bansko because it's small, and basically you can see Bansko in, I don't know, 2 days. You can see everything. So probably that's why. I mean, if you are in a phase of your life where you just want to go explore and you are unstoppable, you don't come here. Here it's more chilled. It's more to go out, stay in nature, do sports, live a relaxed lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we know what to expect. And if you happen to come across and you see us on the street, just say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
who knows, if you find your way to Bansko, it's love at first or second sight for you?
Love at first sight, I will say, because I was supposed to stay here for 2 weeks the first time, and I stayed for 1 month.
And you keep coming
And
back.
then I kept coming back. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chiara, for this nice talk. And
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
yeah, I'm really happy we had this nice interview, and I hope we can give some more information to all you out there and to women out there, and see you in Bansko.
Yes, we wait for you.